So Jody, what else is going on over at the Rappel Diabetes Learning Center?
Well, we talked about the Taste of Healthy cooking classes, and then in November we'll also be celebrating World Diabetes Day, which is a different program that we've taken on doing. We started this last year, had a wonderful program, and had a great turnout. We're going to continue this tradition again this year because I think it's important, like we talked about earlier, recognizing and knowing that our patients are being an active part of their health care and taking that active role. And so they deserve a little credit and a little recognition. And also that if we can, and you know me, I'm always looking for an opportunity to sneak in a little education. So we are going to have a few little sessions there at the celebration, if you will.
You're going to do that in the Lagerborg dining room again this
for
year?
our patients. Yes, we're going to have Friday, November the 13th. Don't be scared. I know it's Friday the 13th, but don't be scared. We're going to have breakfast that morning and open the doors at 7 a.m. and then it's going to go till about noon, and we're going to have some vendors there. Some of our diabetes industry partners are going to be coming in, insulin companies, meter companies. Going to do some technology updates. Jan and I recently attended the National Diabetes Conference down in New Orleans and picked up a lot of different new things that are, you know, late and breaking as far as technology goes. We're really right on the edge of some really great stuff. And
excellent.
I want folks to know what's coming and what they can be prepared to see.
Right.
And I also want everybody, not just adults, not just kids, but I love to get everybody with diabetes together once a year. You know, we have different support groups for different things and different ages, but World Diabetes Day is sort of a way to get everybody that's touched by diabetes together.
I remember last year, I remember watching some really much older folks talking with some much younger folks and sharing what they do. The kids, most of them had the pump.
Yes.
And some of the older folks were very interested in that. They hadn't taken that step maybe to try a pump yet. So it was real interesting to see them interacting.
I love to have the kids there. We have a substantial group of children in not only in Mountain Home but in some of the surrounding areas, very comfortable with their diabetes. They talk about it. They talk to their class. They do presentations at their schools. I mean, they're very, very comfortable with their diabetes, their pumps, maybe their insulins, whatever it may be. And to see them interacting with an adult who maybe is newly diagnosed and doesn't even know yet, you know, what the different ins and outs of the day may bring, it is just amazing that, you know, we see those little guys teaching the big guys, you know, and vice versa.
It's fun to watch.
But I love to have them there, and the reason being that we always do a breakfast is so that the kids can come and have breakfast with us and celebrate, and then they go on to school. So we will have adult education that day, of course. Last year we had a ton of fun. We played some games. Of course, Jan did a presentation about healthy cooking. We gave away some recipe booklets and some other goodies, and just had a great time. Had several sponsors that came out. I was actually kind of surprised that it being, you know, early in the morning and on a Friday, that it is, but it was a great turnout, and I just hope that everybody can come out again this year. Maybe if you're new to the area, come out, get some information about what we do and about diabetes in general. I get calls every day. I'm newly diagnosed. I just got diagnosed, or my mom or my dad. So this is open to anyone.
And a great opportunity to meet folks that, as a kind of a support base, that already have diabetes, kind of know the ins and outs overall, but to partner up with folks newly diagnosed.
And it just amazes me still that people do not know about the community support houses at the hospital.
And me too.
Right? I feel like we talk about it all the time, you know, and you, marketing, but really in the reality, I meet people all the time and I say, well, I work at the Rappel Diabetes Center, and well, where's that, you know? Or I mention one of the other community support houses, oh, well, the Schliemann Center has, you know, childbirth classes, or the Maruck is doing a safe driving class, or the Pites Cancer House has something going on. And it's just amazing when I say you need to go over there, oh wow, the light bulb goes on and folks really get a lot of benefits out of the different programs.
And a lot of times they didn't need it, so it didn't exist. And then all of a sudden, there's a need for any one of the 4 community houses, or we've got our integrative medicine now in Fairlamb Senior.
And our senior health clinic, it's great.
Yeah, so that's all kind of the row of houses.
The houses, yes. We've taken over over there.
Yes, you have that whole block, absolutely.
And the reality is, you know, I can't think of a single person in my family, in my immediate circle, that doesn't have some sort of connection with, you know, and even though, no, I don't have diabetes myself, and neither does anybody in my household, but I have that extended family, you know, and I had an uncle that was recently diagnosed and was able to just immediately, you know, my aunt called and said, oh gosh, we just got some information, we need some help. And of course, well, hey, you called the right person, and I happen to be your niece as well. Yeah. So it is absolutely 100% whatever that I can do to help. And,
I know you
that
do,
is,
Jody.
Yep. I laugh and say I've taken diabetes supplies to the bowling alley before. So if I need to, you know, whatever we need to do to help folks,
whatever it takes. And you've
right.
expanded it out of town as well. I know you've gone to a number of different communities outside of, still part of the Twin Lakes area, but way out of Baxter County.
Sure, we do go and travel with our kitchen, with our cooking classes, with different things. Jan and I do a lot of speaking engagements for different social clubs and groups, churches, just anybody that needs some more education. And it's free of charge.
Always free.
We love to get out and spread the word and talk to these folks. Prevention is a huge thing. There is a national campaign going on right now with the American Diabetes Association encouraging our federal and even our local government agencies to recognize, and our insurances especially, to recognize that prevention of diabetes is very, very important. And early and very specific testing for that is important. And a lot of times people don't know, you know, when they get their labs and the doctor says, oh, everything's okay, but if they're on that borderline, you know, years ago we called it borderline diabetes. If they're on that borderline, one more test, one more easy lab work would let them know how close they are. Are you really getting close? Or was this just kind of one of those weird off the wall, you had a high blood sugar that day, or a little bit higher blood sugar that day? And so looking at that A1C level, and I teach that a lot in these public outreach and these different classes that we do for diabetes prevention, ask for that. If you know you've got 10 people in your family with diabetes,
ask for that test.
Because knowing now versus knowing in 10 years makes a lot of difference to your pancreas, and it really does in the long run.
And you can change everything now. And what a difference that would make.
It makes a huge difference, especially early on, and we're finding now more and more research suggests that borderline diabetes that we used to call it is really definitely a lot more serious and definitely going to turn into type 2 diabetes within 10 years or less.
Wow.
And so that is a little bit more eyebrow raising, like you just did, as opposed to years ago when we said, oh, you're just borderline. And that's such a comfort level for most of us. We don't think that is a threat.
We kind of slough it off and go, no, I guess I don't have to do anything different.
Don't have to deal with anything right now.
I'm okay.
I'll wait till later.
Yeah.
And in the reality, a lot of people that don't wait till later, they come in, they get some information, they take a couple classes. We even have a pre-diabetes class. So any of that they can do in the front of it and to get sort of the wagon turned back around, if you will, it makes a huge overall difference in the medications that they take, the expense of their health care, some of their other coexisting conditions like blood pressure and cholesterol. So there's just a lot of different dynamics that go along with that.
And most of the prevention would be around nutrition and exercise.
Absolutely.
Both.
Absolutely. Okay. And not a huge change, you know, just a small change. But I just encourage anyone, if you have questions, if you want to sign up for any of our classes, anything like that. Wednesday, October the 28th from 11 to 1. The cost is $7 on that class because we will be providing lunch. And then on Friday, November the 13th from 7 to noon, That is absolutely free of charge to everybody. And
that's National Diabetes
that
Day.
Is World Diabetes. Yeah.
World.
And it's actually, I have to tell on myself, it's actually the 14th of November, but since that's on a Saturday, we bumped it back just one day. So we'll be celebrating a little early this year. It's great. It's like having Christmas, you know.
It'll be the 14th someplace in the world.
Exactly, exactly. And we do. We love to be able to support that and get involved with not only our local folks here in Mountain Home, but nationally. You know, last year I was at the International Diabetes Research Foundation and sending them our information and telling them, hey, this is what we're doing in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and they were just thrilled. So.
Yeah, well, you do an awesome job.
Well, I have a lot of good friends to help me.
Well, we need to close today, but how can they reach you?
Oh, my phone number, I almost forgot. Anytime, Monday through Friday, we are open from 9 to 4 each day, but we do have an answering service too, so please give us a call, 508-1765 at any time. Even if you think about it in the evening time or early in the morning, if you just call and leave us your name and number, we'll call you back. We'll get you signed up for whatever classes that you'd like, whatever programs that you'd like, so let us know.
All right.
Thanks, Donna.
Thank you, and come back and see us again soon.
Oh, you know I will.
All right, all right. And you come back and join us again next week. Thanks for being here for BRMC's Healthy Connections.